a few things I just want to say actually. For parents, most is on mobile, right? You're like, you notice something happens, then you open your phone. You're not necessarily going on your desktop as much, except during pregnancy. So when before your baby comes, usually you have a lot more time and you're planning and you're preparing. Once you actually have a baby, so I do marketing for both. Once you have a baby, it's a little bit more reactionary, right? Like, I have a diaper rush. My baby's not sleeping. Like it just is a lot more, you can't prepare as much. So a lot more parents are actually on mobile versus desktop. So when making this page, you have to always make sure it's mobile first, I think is the biggest thing to take away. And the images are mobile first friendly versus thinking about it on like a big desktop where they have lots of tabs open, right? That's more pregnancy. So with that, what I also like to do for my clients is, since many are startups or early stages, is when it comes to the copy and the imagery, I like to see what I can use in other forms of marketing. I know this is a little bit of a throwaway, but I don't like to always just make content for Amazon or just make content for my other marketing channels. I try and make all my marketing work across as much as I can, or tweak what I'm doing as much as I can. So when it comes to Amazon, if my client, we're making their Amazon page first and then doing the marketing plans later, I try and think, okay, we're going to make this for Amazon, but what else are we going to use this for? Is it's going to be on their website? Is it's going to also be a social media image and the post? So I try and think of lots of ways that we can use that content, which I think is really what's been the success for a lot of my clients, because so many people are using lots of touch points for Amazon, right? And social media is a channel to drive a sale on Amazon, right? Their email might drive a sale on Amazon. So I make sure that all the imagery and the copy can live across multiple areas, since it takes 7 times for a customer to usually make a decision at least. So I want to remind them over and over, and they see it similar and similar again. So I try and make sure all the copy and the images can also be used in various ways. So that's how I tie it together.
Okay, so you said a few key things. I want to repeat it.
Okay.
A customer sees typically 7 times before they make a decision. So that's one. So don't expect, like, put it in one place and then that's it, or put it once and then that's it. So you want to maintain your consistency and appear 7 times. The second thing that you said, it's very important, is do not use different images, different messaging, so to speak, and different creatives across different channels, because that consistency will create that familiarity, right? So if you're posting on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or whatever, use the same kind of imagery as the Amazon page. So that way, when they finally land on the Amazon page, they know that was it, right? So these are extremely valuable, because a lot of people may think, oh, let's do something different for Facebook, make it special. No, not a good idea, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can tweak it a little bit, but you want to have it consistent. And so what I actually see a lot with my clients is they'll have an Amazon agency, then they'll have a social media agency, then they have an email marketing agency. They have like 10 different people working on various elements of marketing, which is great, but it doesn't connect the dots and it's very sporadic. And so what I do is I come in for my clients and I joke I do a cleanup job, and I try and figure out how we can make things consistent. How can things connect the dots? How we can all be on the same page with our messaging across the board, and so that it looks consistent and makes sense. I prefer a build-up job, so you start, doing it right. But I also will do cleanup jobs, like I'm doing for one of my clients right now, where they have a bunch of different amazing, talented people, but they're not working together. And that's where you'll see the sales come together once everyone's working together, because so much gets missed along the way.
Yeah, it's true. This happens, right hand not knowing what the left hand is doing. And there is also, I always say this, it doesn't matter how big a ship gets. There is only one captain, right? You don't have to. He has somebody under him. So there has to be one mastermind, so to speak, that drives the whole marketing execution. But companies outsource social media to one agency, PPC to another agency, copywriting to another agency, or somebody does that in-house. It just doesn't work, because everybody follows their own agenda.